It's Mark, and time to start our live show. So we have a live show every single Wednesday, and it's at 8 p.m. Central. Get rid of this screen here. And so tonight's show, we're going to actually look at everybody's entry for the 5-week challenge. And so let me go back here to the first page. And so the topic was haunting. And as I said before, everybody has 5 weeks to create an entry for this. And the only exception is that it has to be made within from the point that we start the challenge to the end. So if you made something like beforehand, like before the challenge, it can't really count. And so I noticed that actually one person, I think it was Hunkbug, I think he created this before the challenge started, but he's also a new member, so I think we'll just let that slide for this time. But it just keeps everything fair, you know. So if you guys are interested in joining and posting your own films, just keep that in mind. So now, of course, Thomas Nickel won the last challenge, and so he chose haunting, which is a pretty cool topic, I think. And so the first person to enter was Claymara. Now, there's actually 1, 2, 3, so there's 4, 5 entries. Here we go. So Jason got his to work. I guess that was an issue before. Let me see something here. So, that's weird. So the first one didn't work. I think maybe there's a reason why. And let me go to page 2. That's weird. I don't know what's going on with the site. Maybe I can, let's see. So if I hit reply, what do I need to do to actually get a video to post here? I believe this one here, this little film strip is what you would click. So you click this for video, and you would choose your provider, which is YouTube. And I'm going to post the URL here and hit insert video. And I'm just going to submit it and see if it works. So this way, if you guys are curious how to do this. And if it doesn't work, then I don't know what to tell you. Let's see real quick. Yeah, I think our site, let me see what happened here. So maybe I need to write something. I just didn't hit the submit button. That's probably what it was. Let's see. And it's not there. Alright, so I'll have to check into that. I'm not really sure why that's happening. Hopefully nobody else had that problem. Could be a few things, but I'll have to check into that later. At least I did get your link to show. When I right-clicked on your link, so that's okay. All right. So anyway, the rules for the challenge is so when you submit a film, we're going to go through each one of these one by one, and I'm going to keep tally of each one on a piece of paper. And so after we watch it the first time, we're going to go through the second time, and you had to vote for your favorite submission, and the one with the most votes wins, and whoever wins, I will send a private message and ask for the winner to choose the next topic, and then when they choose the next topic, I'll post that up on our forums again, and I'll actually make an announcement on the site so we can start the next challenge. And so that's how it works. The winners also, if you guys want to like learn all the nitty-gritty details, go up top and you will see our 5-week challenge rules up here, and from there you can read what the additional prizes are. So let's begin. And so the first one was Claymara, so it's first come first serve. And so we're going to watch this. I'm going to load it up on YouTube. Oops. Okay.
Claymara!
Let me do this real quick. Make sure that it's actually in the screen. All right, there we go. This is Claymar's, and she just says a man finds the Nambi and then has a spooky experience. So let's see what happens here. So obviously he got very scared and got out of there very quick. So that's Claymar's entry. And so her channel is simply Claymara, Claymara. If you guys are interested to subscribe. And next is Joy from Stamp Motion Studios. And yeah, it's if you have too many accounts all over the internet, it gets kind of confusing, doesn't it? So this one is called, let's see, The Monster Salesman. So I'm gonna load this up in YouTube as well. All right, so let's watch. Okay, so that one is called The Monster Salesman stop motion short, and that's from Stamp Motion Films on YouTube. So if you want to subscribe there. And so just to get, let's see here, the description says this animation was created for a stop motion competition held over at animeclay.com. And he's got lots of social media on here, which is kind of cool. So, but we can probably check that out later. Now, if I scroll down, we have Hunkbug also. So we got Hunkbug. And this one is called The New Guy. So let's watch. Let's see what he's got here.
Hey, you know that guy in the last seat?
Yeah?
I heard that he doesn't speak because he was raised by wolves and currently lives in a barn.
I kind of feel bad. Let's go talk to him. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Seems like a nice guy.
Yes.
All right, so that was Hunkbug's submission. Now, so that he says, sorry for the late upload. I was just very busy with finishing my exam, so I didn't have the time to work on any videos. This is my first video using voices, and I hope you enjoy watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. So very cool. And so he's got, I guess, maybe sketches that he does often. I'm not really sure. That's pretty neat. All right, so that was Hunkbug, and now the next one is from, let's see, Gabriel Montalvo, and let's see, this one's called Party Monsters. So let me load this up. So Gabriel. Oh, okay.
Un monstruo, ¿has venido a destruirme? Bueno, eres un monstruo buena onda. Te conseguí un poco de hierro. Sí, ¿no? Pues bueno. Qué bueno que pudiste. Que recién estamos empezando.
All right, so I guess that's one of the things that happens when you do drugs. You see party monsters. All right, so that was Gabriel's. Now for Jason here. Now, I'm not really sure what's going on with these links here. Like I say, I might have to update the site because recently because Joomla was updated, and also Jom Social, and everything's been kind of messed up. So yeah, I'm gonna have to check into that. There's probably an update that I haven't found yet, so I'll work on that tonight. So this one here is called Vegan Karma from Jason Morrow, and he says, when you're a farm animal, the refrigerator is a scary place. So I'm gonna subscribe. I thought I was subscribed to your channel already, but I'm gonna subscribe here. Okay, so let's watch. This loads. I'm gonna back that up because I expanded everything and distracted everybody. So let's watch one more time. Okay, so that was Jason Morrow's Vegan Karma. And, I didn't realize, I keep forgetting, guys, because I'm kind of, so all the stuff that can pop up and pop off of my screen, I probably should have expanded all these videos when I first played them. So I don't know if it matters too much, but we're going to watch these one more time, and we're going to take a vote tally. I believe, let's see if anybody else posted anything last minute here at all. And it looks like Jason just tried to fix his links. So all right, so it is, let's see, so we got 1 2 3 4 5 entries, and the first one was from Claymora. So we're gonna watch these all one more time, and then you guys need to vote for who you guys think should win. And So let's do this and expand it. All right. So we're gonna watch one more time here. Let's go. Where are you, button? There we go.
Klei Mara!
All right. So if anybody wants to vote for Claymara, feel free to say so, and the vote will be going to hers. Let's see here. So where are we? Trying to find my cursor. There we go. And then the next one is from, let's see, from Stamp Motion Films. And so this one is just called The Monster Salesman. So let's watch. Let's expand it. Here we go. That was from... Let's get rid of this here. Okay, so that was from Stamp Motion Films. And again, it's called The Monster Salesman. So if anybody wants to vote for Stamp Motion, feel free to say so. Okay. And so let's see. And then the next one is from Hunkbug. And it's called The New Guy Stop Motion. So let's watch. So feel free to vote, everybody, whoever you like the most.
Hey, you know that guy in the last seat?
Yeah?
I heard that he doesn't speak because he was raised by wolves and currently lives in a barn.
I kind of feel bad. Let's go talk to him. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Seems like a nice guy.
Yes.
Was the new guy from Hunkbug. Very cool. And then the next one. So if anybody wants to vote for Hunkbug, you know, feel free to say so. So the next one is going to be from Gabriel. It's called Party Monster. So let's watch the second time. Here we go.
has venido a destruirme? Bueno, eres un nuestro buena onda. Te conseguiré un poco de hielo. Sí, no, es bueno. Qué bueno que te guste. Que recién estamos empezando.
All right. So, yep. Don't do drugs, kids. That's Party Monster from Gabriel. So feel free, guys, to make any votes. So Future 8729 votes for Hunkbug. So very cool. And so the last one is from Jason, and it's called Vegan Karma. All right. So Hoser Lou says I'll go with the new guy. All right. Very cool. All right. So let's watch Jason's film now. And here we go. So we got one for Hunkbug, one for Gabe, and bring this back here. What is this? Okay, there we go. All right, so you guys want to make any votes now? Anybody else? Because we got 14 people here, and Ron is saying very good so far. So Hoserloo, I got your votes. Hunkbug, got your votes. Henry, I got your vote. Matt says, yep, all very good. It's so hard to choose. So again, we can go through these and just kind of put them on mute. And so this was Clay Mara's. So anybody else want to vote? Hoser Lou says all very enjoyable. I agree. Thanks for those votes, Henry. And so Ron Cole says all great, but I gotta go with the new guy. All right. Very cool. So we got 2 for Hunkbug, 2 for Gabriel. And Beard said, or let's see, so Matt says, I'll go with the party animal. Okay. And Beard Botnick says, I think I'll vote for Hunkbug. Okay. And then Janet, you gotta decide which one you want, Hunkbug or Jason. All right. It's got to be one or the other, or any of them, but it's got to be one. This is the Monster Salesman from Joy. Let's see here. Randy says I had to vote for Monster Salesman. I really like the style. Okay. So we got one for Joy, and Thomas says, I think I'm going to go with the Monster Salesman, but it's super tough to choose. All right. Well, you got to choose one of them. Got to choose one. was the new guy. So currently we have a tie between Hunkbug and Gabriel. So so we got 7 votes so far. 7 people voted out of 14. So that leaves 7 more possible votes. So this one was the new guy from Hunkbug.
Buddy.
Hey, buddy.
This one's pretty intricate. Some crazy audio in there. Anybody else want to vote? Alright, so Janet is saying the fridge is nice, but you're going to go with Hunkbug. Okay, so Hunkbug. And Henry's saying, I forgot, how do ties work? You mean tie downs? Well, the way that they work is you have a bolt in the foot of your puppet, and then you have a nut attached to the foot, and then the bolt goes up through the floor, and you tighten it down. And yeah, I could probably bring up a diagram later on to show you. So Hydra says I vote for the new guy. All right. Okay. So let's see. And Ron says, I'm usually not a big fan of Lego stop motion, but the new guy felt like a full story and done with great visual and timing. Okay. So is that a confirmation, Ron, that you want to definitely vote for the new guy? Yeah. Any sort of characters that are you can put together by hand are allowed. You know, anything physical is allowed for our challenges. So let's see. Oh, you mean ties as in with votes? How do ties work? Well, I would be a tiebreaker. Now, currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 votes, and it looks like Hunkbug is winning right now. So if anybody else wants to vote, feel free, and if not, I think we'll give it like 5 more seconds here. And I think Ron was also voting for the new guy as well. So I think Hunkbug is going to be the clear winner this time. So congratulations to Hunkbug for your very cool stop motion. All right. I think I have a sound effect for that too. Let's see. All right, so Hunkbug, congratulations, and I will send a notice to you probably tonight in about maybe another 30 minutes when the show is done. And all right, so what do you guys think? So that was 5 entries this time, and they're all really good. And I thought even Jason's, you know, the lighting in your film was really well done, and I think that having a light inside the refrigerator was pretty cool too, how you did that. And also the sculpting was really good. You know, I think his sort of vampire-ish character he has clothes on, and we got all these things flying around, and they're sort of transparent like ghosts. So a lot of, you know, technical things going on in here, which really look great. It's got some pictures on the fridge as well, and of course the new guy was very good. I think that overall it was, you know, it did feel like a story, like Ron was saying, which made it seem really big, you know. Party Monster was really funny. I think this one made me laugh the most. I think that you know, seeing this monster come to life and knowing that it's because he's probably done drugs, and his reaction to it. I mean, so we got some live action acting in here and a puppet as well, and so it's really cool. Yeah, so thanks everybody for your submissions, and so hopefully we'll have some more submissions in the next 5 weeks as well. Hopefully lots of them. And all right, so that concludes our challenge voting. Definitely need to check into these forums though. That's really weird. Another thing that came up is that I don't know how you say his name. Ryu Mu asked me, or asked about something, and I think he was asking how to change your profile picture here. So maybe I could just kind of answer that on air real quick. So if you guys are new to the site and you want to know how to change your profile or your profile pictures, there is a profile link here on the left side. And you can scroll down and you can change your profile picture, change your profile video, edit profile, edit details and privacy.
I just want to hug you.
Okay. Alright, you need to go to sleep now, mister. Okay? And go on. So you can also edit your preferences, customize your page. So there's all kinds of stuff here. And so there's 2 rows of links. And these menus are separate from each other. So yeah, you know, I don't think anybody's ever had a pixelated entry before. Or have they? I can't remember anymore. But anyway. Okay. So did you miss the last one, Ron? The last 5-week challenge? Yeah, you've been gone a long time. It's kind of strange how long you've been gone. It feels empty around here. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, it's been pretty busy here during the live shows lately, which is nice. All right. So anyway, guys, moving forward, I found a news article recently, and I thought this might be of interest to some of you out there who are doing 3D prints for your stop motion films, where you might 3D print, for example, maybe puppet parts or props or things like that. Now, if you use Shapeways, and I know that I'm pretty sure Alba Garcia used this pretty heavily. I think it was Shapeways. There's a few of these out there, but Shapeways is probably the more popular one to use. And if you guys don't know what this is exactly, it is a company that will 3D print your objects for you. So if you have either ZBrush or you use Tinkercad or 123 3D Design or whatever it's called, I can't remember now. What you do is you upload your parts, the 3D design, to their site, and they'll tell you what it will cost to print out your parts. And sad to say, they were hacked into, and they're saying that you should change your password because you risk either having your design stolen, any of your information might be stolen, like maybe your name and address and all that kind of thing. And so this is something that, you know, I don't know how many of you out there use this service, but you might want to change your password. So I just wanted to get that out there because I know a lot of people are very much into that kind of thing now. So what else? Now I'm going to read this over to the side. One of my friends from India has a workshop that he's working on. And he says here, warm greetings. I hope you are doing well. I am glad to connect with you through this mail as I find this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Biju, and I am a filmmaker, artist, and visualizer specialized in stop motion, graphic design, Passionate about filmmaking. I love art, music, acting, and directing, and am based in Bangalore. Currently doing Athala Pithala Thavalachi. Not really sure what that means. Don't Make Me Angry is another one, and Thayam Pumbaa, or Pambu. Yeah, the names are a little bit strange because it's not my culture, of course. But he says that I'm giving a special one-day clay animation, claymation, clay modeling, and Photoshop workshop redesigned especially for animation students. So if you guys are interested in this, you guys can contact me. He's got an address I could probably send to you, as well as a contact on WhatsApp. And so if you guys would like to see what he's done, let's see here. So here he is. Here's Biju with some of his creations. And so I know this is kind of rare in India, you know, like not a lot of people have access to clay and tools and all that kind of stuff there. So Biju is one of the few people in India actually teaching clay animation. So really kind of cool. Anyways, so that I wanted to pass that along to you guys. So anybody interested in that? Probably not too many people here from India, I'm gathering. At least not in the chat that I know of. Yeah, so Ron's saying that New Orleans has been hot as hell since I've been there for the last month. It will be even hotter when I get back in a couple of weeks. So that's where Ron is. He's currently working there. He says, the film I'm working on isn't stop motion. It has a huge live action puppet I've been working on. That's cool. I hope we can see that one of these days. Okay. Now, let me get this off of here. So we should probably talk about this. Now, Randy Boyum sent me a message here. I'm going to read it here because it's pretty important, and I imagine for most of you out there, you might have the same kind of question. So Randy says, so I just had a major camera failure in the middle of my production, and before jumping off a bridge somewhere, and he laughs. He says, I am thinking of making the leap to DSLR. So DSLR, those are like Canons and Nikons. I'm not really sure if Fuji has any DSLRs where you can stick lenses on there, but DSLRs are pretty nice because you can take your lens off and put another lens on depending on what your shot requires. And they're used in, I think Leica used Canon 60Ds for some of their work. So he's asking, I'm just wondering, do you use stop motion probe? And is it connected to a Canon 60D? Though I heard you mention that once on a show. So yeah, you can use DSLR cameras with stop motion probe in the same way that you can use Dragon Frame with them. So yeah, you can. And he says, and does a DSLR camera connect to a PC using a USB cable, or is there some other connector involved? And yeah, it does utilize a USB cable, so you can get like a really super long one. I've got one that's probably, I don't know how long this one is. If I fold it in half, it's like maybe 4 foot, 4.5 feet, something like that. So yeah, you can use them. It works well. And I know that Ron Cole is using some system where he's got like a wireless card or something, like a little data transfer hookup to his camera, but I'm not really sure how that works. I've never done it. So that's something that if you're interested, you could probably ask Ron Cole, or he can even tell you here in the chat. And do you have a power supply for your camera to keep it alive while shooting? Did it come with the camera? And the answer is yes, I do, and no, it doesn't come with the camera. It's a a power supply that looks like the shape of a battery, has a wire coming out of it, and it goes to a little AC adapter into your wall. And so you can keep your camera, turned on for hours and hours and hours if you want to. So yeah, and it was a little expensive if I recall as well. I think it was like $60 or something for that. And I've used it with Dragon Frame, and it works really well. I've never had any issue with the AC adapter, but the thing that I had a problem with the AC adapter plugging into the camera, where it has like this little battery thing, is that the way that the wire comes out of it is straight out of the battery, the false battery pack. So when you stick it inside the bottom of your battery compartment, there's a little door that closes on there, and that door doesn't close when it has a wire hanging out of it, right? So I couldn't figure out how to close that, and so it's a little tricky. You have to like bend the wire 90 degrees and to the side through like a little rubber door that there is built into the side. It's a really strange design, and I kind of hate that. That's the one problem I have with it. And the fact that you have to bend the wire there also, every time you take it out, you're bending that wire at a very acute angle over and over again, and you can definitely over time break a wire doing that. So like I say, I don't really like the design, but it works really well. And so yeah, so what was the other question, Arthur? Let me see here. So he says, I'm very confused about many things and would love to know the answers to these questions if possible when you have time. So yeah, and I mean DSLR cameras work great, but of course once you buy the camera you need to buy the lenses and so forth. So it can be expensive after a while. But I went on eBay and bought a telephoto lens really cheap. And the great thing about something like Stop Motion Pro or Dragon Frame is that even if you have a really long lens with a lot of glass in there, so of course if you're in a environment where everything is very dull and your lighting is really dim, or you're using LED lights or practical lighting and you want it to be dark, you need to have long exposures, and it's really simple to do that in Stop Motion Pro. Now I don't have I beta tested Stop Motion Pro, but I don't own it. But Dragon Frame, I own that, and I know that it's really simple to, in both programs pretty much, to have a long exposure. Also, the great thing about it is you can set your aperture down really small. So if you want to have a lot of focal length in there, you can do that, or you can change that during the shot. You can animate your lens to suit your desires, to whatever the kind of shot is. So it works great. You would love to have a DSLR. I mean, it's so awesome to use those. And the nice thing is that you don't have to use any sort of separate software to compile your animation into or your single frames into an animation. It just does it on your command. So either program, I mean, I like Dragon Frame. I think most studios are using Dragon Frame. I think it's just caught on over here in America, but I know in the UK it's the opposite. They like Stop Motion Pro. Like Aardman uses Stop Motion Pro, and Stop Motion Pro was designed with the help of Aardman and their animators. And the redesign is a lot more intuitive to use. It's very simple to use. So if you like that, it's pretty good. And so Ron Cole says, I don't use the iFi card anymore, Mark. I finally got a Canon Rebel with a Nikon lens that I hook up for true live view. My old iFi card setup worked, but the image was very low resolution. Ah, okay. And Shaky Cow also says, I use an iFi card in my camera, basically an SD card, but it connects to my Wi-Fi and sends the pictures to my computer that way. Yeah, see, having a nice live view that is sharp is so advantageous if you're into stop motion. I mean, you can zoom in on part of your screen. I know in Dragon Frame, like in a really small area, like let's say you have like a whole scene of little miniature characters that are under an inch tall, and they're far away from the camera. You can zoom in and you can manipulate that puppet, your miniature puppet, down to like the pixel, because you can get such great resolution with the live view. It's just amazing. And yeah, you can do long exposures if you want to, and I believe either program. I'm pretty sure Stop Motion Pro allows that. You can control the camera in both programs. And I did try, I remember trying it out, but it's been months and months since I did that. And even though I was a beta tester, they never gave me a copy, so so I helped for no reward there. But I know it's a really good program. And I know I had some complaints that were really minor, like I just, I thought that they could have changed some things around, but that was just from my own personal taste. And, but other than that, I mean, it worked great. Actually, we interviewed the creator a long time ago, before Stop Motion Pro Eclipse was even out yet, but his name is Paul, right? Paul, I can't remember his last name now. So let's see. Gabriel says, if I could afford a Dragon Frame, I would get it in the markers system, and being able to draw curves with steps looks amazing. Yeah, you can draw curves in there, or straight lines, and then on those curves you can actually tell it to put little tick marks. Let's say like you draw a curved line, you can put 5 tick marks on there, and they'll be all evenly spaced. And then what you do is you can tell it, there's like a little dialog box that comes up in there, and you can adjust how many tick marks you want. If you want to have easing in and easing out, it will evenly space the tick marks so that there is easing in and easing out, and you can adjust how far those lines are and everything. It's really cool. Yeah, well, you can, take your time, Randy, and just, decide what you want to get. Maybe ask more people what they like or what they have. If you could actually see a setup somewhere and try it first. But they had the demo, like they have a Stop Motion Pro demo you can download, and they also have Dragon Frame demo, so you could probably try both and just see what you like and which one feels better to you. Which one seems easier to use, more intuitive. Maybe you like the complexity of Dragon Frame. There's. So anyway, guys, yeah, I found out something today, and I didn't realize that this puppet was so large. Now, Leica has created a puppet that is 18 foot tall for Kubo and the Two Strings. Can you guys believe that? 18 feet? So, I just found this thing on, let's see, this is the Hollywood Reporter, and it says, SIGGRAPH, how Leica made an 18-foot stop-motion puppet for Kubo and the Two Strings. And it says here, Leica, the Oregon-based stop-motion animation house, usually films its movies using handcrafted puppets that are just 6 to 12 inches tall. But for its latest film, Kubo and the Two Strings, which Focus Features will release on August 19, it went in the opposite direction, creating an 18-foot tall stop-motion puppet that's believed to be the largest ever of its kind. So, it was by far the largest puppet we ever created, VFX supervisor Steve Emerson said Monday at the SIGGRAPH Computer Animation Festival taking place at the Anaheim Convention Center, where the Kubo filmmakers offered a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the movie. It seemed insane, so of course we did it, he says. During one scene in the Japan set fantasy adventure. The protagonist, Kubo, voiced by Art Parkinson, Monkey by Charlize Theron, and Beetle by Matthew McConaughey, come under attack by a giant skeleton, a huge challenge for Travis Knight, the Leica CEO, who was taking a hold of the directional reins for the first time, and his team. We were initially going to build a small, manageable skeleton, said camera and motion control engineer Steve Switage, but that created a problem of scale since it had to appear alongside the other puppets. After considering such options as separately building the hands and other parts of the skeleton that would be needed at large scale, the team concluded that they would need to build an entire oversized puppet. So evidently, whoever was doing the animatics decided that it would be best to have a large puppet. So they tried motion control, they tried a giant robot. In the end, a puppet was built on a hexapod robot. That's pretty cool. Its 9-foot arms needed support and were effectively puppeteered by a motor-driven system. It all took 6 months to build. Then came the stop-motion animation process. It was incredibly slow to animate. Emerson admitted, saying that photographing the puppet frame by frame resulted in just 1 second of animation after a week's work. Kubo was actually described by Leica as a hybrid film since it also involved the use of digital elements and effects to capture the scope of the story. Stop-motion films are extremely difficult to make, Emerson explained. We want to tell big stories and we don't want to make concessions. We embrace digital technology, but we try to stay true to stop motion so it looks handcrafted. So yeah, so basically they all interact, all the puppets interact with each other and whatnot. So here is a picture of what that skeleton looks like, and you can see the monkey puppet, which must be about I don't know, 8.5 or 9 inches tall. So that's a huge skeleton. So Ron Cole mentioned that both Dragon Frame and Stop Motion Pro are great. I don't think there's a best. They're both great to have. Well, now Randy's going to be really confused. He's going to say, which one should I buy? Yeah, I think that's true, though. I mean, either way, you're going to be able to do animation, and it's going to really be a lot better probably than what you were using in terms of, you know, camera-wise and quality-wise. So let me see here. Oh, why did this load this way here? All right. So, anyways, I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. This is KuboTheMovie.com, and it's a new site. And for whatever reason, it doesn't want to work when I make it small like this. Why is that? All right, enter site. So they have a video section, which we're not going to watch because of copyright reasons, and YouTube will flag me. So where was it here? There is a gallery. And so in the gallery, hopefully it'll work. I tried getting around this site before. I had some problems, but it looks like it works now. Okay. So they have a lot of art in here, which I wanted to just show real quick. And we got about 6 minutes left of the show, so we can kind of do this and see what it looks like. These are all concept art photos that one of the artists must have designed probably before the whole entire film began. You can see here this sort of Japanese style abode with paintings here on these doors that slide. If you guys recall, I think the last time we looked at some pictures from Kubo, we actually saw the set, and you can see that this is one of the paintings that is where the door is slid open. There's like a close-up of this. It's really intricate. So here's the characters walking through some sort of path. I'm not really sure. They're on their journey here. Not really sure where they're going. Another amazing design. And it's really just kind of beautiful. Like, you know, if this is what it's going to look like, and this is the sort of the color combinations and everything, and the scale, and it just seems really nice. And I'm kind of curious, you know, how much of this will be handmade sets, you know, because it's really large. This is all possible to do, you know, by hand, and to look really great. And you could use forced perspective and whatnot. But then we got all these little birds. Like, let's say we're going to try and animate, you know, 50 birds in a shot. That's pretty tough. It's all definitely doable. You could, you know, animate one and then duplicate that in editing as layers. And then animate the layers and, you know, make the layer a small, like shrink it down and then expand it to give the illusion of distance and so forth. So it's all doable in stop motion, but I wonder how much, like I say, will be CG and what will be real in the film. Here's another one. So this could definitely be done, you know, this could be like a matte painting back there. We could have some puppets either inserted later, you know, have them green screened or chroma keyed in, or there's just so many ways you could actually achieve a shot like this, but it seems like a very vast open expanse of land in every single shot. So obviously trying to make these sets, many of them would be kind of hard, budget wise and time wise, and like this one here, you know. So I think they're probably going to use a lot of techniques they used in Box Trolls, what they learned on that film. If you guys saw the behind the scenes on that, they used a lot of, you know, digital effects and real sets, and tried to make everything look like, you know, stop motion and handcrafted. And yeah, so Jason is saying animate one bird and then duplicate it digitally. And Gabriel says I would loop every time I could. Yeah, that's a good idea too. You could definitely do like a loop, like a walk cycle, you know, like you can do with the walk cycle, just loop it. But with birds flapping, you know, wings flapping. So another set. This here should be really beautiful. I'm curious how this will look. I mean, we got stars up here. We got sort of like this wise old man. I'm not really sure. I guess he goes on his journey and meets him. I'm sure he gives him some sort of like sage advice about maybe his family or something. And the lighting here, you know, how is that gonna be? Like, I like this giant yellow orange moon in the background. So I don't know. It's another shot. I believe these here are all what do you call it? I was gonna say paper mache, but you know, they're oh boy, origami characters. Pretty sure that's what these guys are. But don't hold me to that. I'm not really entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure that like these are not gonna be detailed. It's gonna be all very fractal looking, I guess you could say. So another open and vast expanse of land here with sort of trees of some kind. It's all of impressionistic here. Like, I'm not sure if they're gonna go for this this look, or make the trees more rounded here, or what. It almost looks like they got telephone poles lined up in the back there. But I think it's just supposed to be just like an impression. So this here looks like Kubo. Is that from the top down, maybe? Not really sure about where he's at. Looks like he's on the ground. Maybe this is ice or something, because I know there's like a scene where there's a lot of ice and snow caps and all. These might be under the ice, underneath him. And he's laying there. I can't really tell. Yeah, if they can actually animate origami type puppets. If they're really made out of paper, that would mean that the Little Prince film, where they seem to use a lot of paper in their puppet making. So the Little Prince and Kubo would both have paper puppets, which would be kind of strange, wouldn't it? Like to have two stop motion films that just by chance involve paper puppets. Two features, right? What are the odds of that? So really neat. I think just the colors and the lighting here. I know we've seen this. We've looked at the set that was built to look like these concept art pieces, but yeah, it's super impressionistic. Super impressionistic. So I guess the artists really could just go wild with their imagination when they were making these scenes and add details and whatnot, because this here doesn't have a lot of detail to it. It's just kind of blocked in there. This here is pretty amazing. All right. So anyway, if you guys want to see more of these pictures, you can go to kubothemovie.com. And that does conclude our show for tonight. So if you guys are interested in more of our shows, you can get reminders by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Before our show starts up, I send it out sometimes around maybe 40 minutes or so ahead of time, so you guys can finish up eating or whatever you're doing. And then also, if you want to find us on Twitter, you can go to @AnimateClay to find us, and also on Facebook at @AnimateClayFan. And our intro music was provided by MonsterCat. All right, so I will see you guys all next week. Thanks for stopping by. All right.